We bring in NBC News medical contributor, our good friend, Dr. Vin Gupta. Great to have you here with us, Vin.
Great to be here.
So this is a fascinating story that affects a lot of people these days who are using these weight loss drugs. Some women using drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy are reporting an unexpected side effect, pregnancy, if you can call that a side effect. An increasing number of women say they have become pregnant after using the medications despite being on birth control or having a history of fertility issues. Can you help us understand this one, Dr. Gupta?
You know, it sounds unexpected, Willie, because this is not what we were thinking was going to happen. Necessarily, it's not what we were focused on. But what we know is if you're overweight or if you qualify for being obese, losing weight actually, for women, helps better regulate a hormonal balance, can actually promote ovulation and increases fertility. And that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing this now anecdotally. Studies are now tracking it as well. Weight loss is actually a great thing, and we've long known this for fertility. Also helps better regulate hormonal balance. Those are two critical things. One other thing we're noticing is that maybe this is actually impacting absorption, Willie, of birth control pills, because that's what we're typically seeing when it comes to food. We're maybe not seeing absorption of birth control pills as robustly as we would off these medications. So it's multifactorial, but a lot of things at play.
That's an incredible side effect. I'm wondering if doctors are communicating this to their patients. Has it gotten to that level yet, Dr. Gupta? And also, when you say abortion pills, birth control pills, is it also the implants as well, the implant contraception, or is it just the pills that you take orally?
Mika, it's a great question. So when it comes to, say, intrauterine devices, other forms of contraception, not impacted by this class of medications, these weight loss drugs like Wegovy, Zepbound, Ozempic. To your former question, are doctors talking about this? We're just learning more. And what we know right now is that if you're pregnant, if you know you're pregnant, you shouldn't take these medications. We just don't have the data yet. And so if you're pregnant or thinking about becoming pregnant, stop the medications. We just don't have enough safety data when it comes to women and pregnancy. So that's the main guidance here. But we just don't, right now we're learning in real time. And this is just a finding that I think has surprised a lot of folks.
What do you mean by absorption in terms of Ozempic, taking Ozempic? And another question on Ozempic. Is it become a fad drug? Instead of saying exercise and watch your diet, go get Ozempic.
You know, God, it's a great question. Right now,
that's a hard one.
It's $1,500 in some cases. Even if you have durable insurance, $1,500 is the list price every single month for one of these weight loss drugs. Comes down lower if you meet an indication. In some cases, people are paying dollars if they, say, have type 2 diabetes. But access is a big problem here for a lot of people, and a lot of insurance companies do not cover this. Medicare is incrementally covering it. So yes, to your point, this has become a celebrity drug, and that has impacted access absolutely. When it comes to absorption, what we think is happening is that it actually delays stomach emptying. So if you eat food, that food's going to stay in your stomach a little longer, make you feel full. If you're taking medications orally, it may not actually leave your stomach. It may not go through the absorption process as quickly. That's what's happening here.
But objectively been such a good thing for so many people who've struggled with obesity and weight loss for a long time. But we are just learning about some of the other impacts it may have. I want to ask you about another story, Dr. Gupta, the EPA's new ruling on PFAS, harmful chemicals. First of all, let's explain what PFAS are and what was the EPA ruling.
So these are PFAS for short, Willie. These are medication. These are chemicals, essentially chemicals that exist everywhere. They're in non-stick cooking pans. They are in coated floss, dental floss. They're in a range of products in sporting wear. They exist everywhere. Plastics of all kinds. What we've now realized is that these medications, their chemical constituents, when they break down, they go into the water supply. They go into all the types of foods that we eat. They go directly into the soil. What we're learning, unfortunately, is that they basically exist in every human being in the United States, probably across the world, correlated with metabolic disorders, cancer, you name it, which is why what the EPA did has been long overdue, but it's critically important. We have to reduce the level of PFAS in the water supply. Public water utilities, the water from those utilities are some of the safest water sources in the country. But about 10% of water utilities in the country have high levels of PFAS. This is going to combat that. This is going to penalize polluters. And that's critical for public health. And this is something that we need to be talking more about.
I'm looking at this list just to help people understand. Get a water filter. What else do you recommend people do here?
So water filter, if you can afford it, reverse osmosis water filter is critical. The filters you attach to your faucet just don't do enough when it comes to filtering out PFAS. Talk to your water utility. I know it might seem like it's a heavy lift. Most water utilities are thinking about this. Now the EPA is mandating limits on PFAS. Really critical. Avoid nonstick cookware. Very important, and use silk floss. Those are just some things you can do to minimize your day-to-day exposure.
And Mike, avoid greasy foods wrapped in paper. That hits home, I know, for a lot of us here at the table. NBC News medical contributor Dr. Vin Gupta. Always great to have you here, Vin. Thanks for being here.
Hey everyone, MSNBC has a new and improved app. You'll get real-time alerts and analysis, live blogs, in-depth essays, video highlights, and the best 2024 election coverage. Download the new MSNBC app. Here's how to do it. You tap on the App Store on your phone. You hit search on the bottom right corner. You type in MSNBC. You click on the MSNBC app. You click on Get or the cloud icon and enjoy it.